What's going on, guys? In today's episode, me and Brian are gonna just have a conversation and see how things are going with our businesses. There's new offers out there, there's new front doors, and it's just gonna be like a little recap to see, like, what's going on with our businesses at the moment. Brian, how are you, brother?
Doing well. How are you today, Andre?
I am great, man. Today I have actually a soccer game at 9 p.m. So I'm gonna be tired tomorrow for sure. But yeah, so look, I was remember I told you that we won the league. So since then we were getting second place because just the first team is pretty good, you get me? But
Mm-hmm.
last week we ended up tying. So now it's just a race to see how we finish the rest of the season.
So you're tied
Because
right
that
now?
was yeah, so we tied with them. It was a game that it was 4-4. So now it's basically if somebody messes up later, like one more game, then that's gonna be the determination of who's gonna get second or who's gonna get first place. So now the pressure is on.
The pressure is on. Well, good luck with that. I'm pulling for you. I have a feeling y'all will come out on top.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, today's episode, right? We're gonna talk about, what are the new things that we're doing, right, with
Yeah,
our
and
business.
I love these episodes too. And I would love them from a listener standpoint because I think they're really interesting because you can go out there and find tactics anywhere in the world. Go on YouTube and find how to grow on YouTube and how to build a funnel and all that stuff. And it's nice to have it all consolidated, but the bottom line is that information is out there. These episodes, I think, will give you some insight into kind of how we think and how we go about business, and I think they can really help you long term. So I'm excited.
Yep. So let's just get straight to it, right? So the first thing is let's talk about my new offer. The new offer that I have, and this is excluding my Spanish business, okay, guys? This is all English, okay? So my English offer, right? Um, let me back up a little bit. So I
Yeah,
was
give some
promoting
backstory here. What
I
led up
know.
to this because I want everybody to be well informed here.
Yeah, yeah. So let's back up a little bit. So first of all, you guys know that I was promoting Legendary Marketer, and since I started my Spanish program, I didn't really put a bunch of effort into it. And then it got to the point where I was
Into
like,
legendary marketer. You put all your effort
exactly,
into your Spanish program for a while.
exactly. This is all English. I basically let English die down for me because I focused on my Spanish. So I didn't really put too much effort on my English promoting and stuff like that, but I was still promoting Legendary Marketer as my main offer. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I think I can do both. So I started doing both, and I started staying consistent with my English content as well. And then it got to the point where I was like, okay, I don't see the numbers are going up, but I don't see the conversions as much. Like I was getting views, I was getting a bunch of people interested in the Legendary Market, the offer, but it was just not converting how it was converting with me in the past.
And to
So
clarify, you were still making business builder challenge sales for the low ticket, but it just wasn't converting to the high ticket back end offer. Is that fair or kind of both?
kind of both. It actually died down a lot for a bunch of, for me personally, but then also for a bunch of affiliates as well. And I'm talking about maybe the people buying into the $7 challenge, right? That's where everything just completely died down because I was still making, I'm gonna say 3 to 4 grand every month with high tickets with them, right?
Mhm.
But then the front door, the $7 initial buying, that's what was not converting. I wasn't getting the volume that I was used to get before. So that's when I was a little worried. I was like, okay, well, it's only $7, but it's not converting. So then I started thinking about, maybe this is the time where, it's time to look for a new offer. You get me?
That is interesting because what that tells me is the processes that they have in place. And whatever we say here, we're not bashing legendary marketer. I think we both have a lot of respect for the program. It's had an impact on both of our lives. It's how we met, it's how we started this podcast. So we're not saying any of that, but we're just trying to give a real honest assessment of what's going on. Is that tells me, Andre, is their processes are still dialed in. If you're still converting the high ticket, $4,000 or $5,000 a month or $3,000 or $4,000 a month or whatever you said, with less volume, then their processes are dialed in. It converts well. They have a beautiful system set up. They know exactly what they're doing. But the fact that the low ticket is down is what shocks me a little bit because what I'm starting to realize is the game has changed in the 2020s, like 2020, 2022, 2024 especially. Whereas prior to that, you remember I started in 2012, there was no such thing as saturation because every
Mhm.
day someone new was coming onto YouTube or Google and searching, how do I make money online? But with the way the algorithms are with short form content, it's like being thrown in our face more. So while we can get more traffic and introduce more people to these offers quickly, for the first time that I can think of in the history of affiliate marketing, it is very pop. I lost my I lost my word. It's very possible. I've never forgotten the word possible before, but it is very possible that it's actually becoming a little bit saturated.
Exactly. And that was my, not that I was scared, but I was just like, okay, if I'm sending so much traffic to through the same process, right? The process hasn't changed and people are still interested, but they're not converting. That might just mean that they have seen that sales page before by somebody
Exactly.
else.
Exactly.
You get me? So once I started thinking about that, I started thinking about, okay, maybe they should update their sales page. Maybe they should have a different VSL video right there because it's amazing. But maybe it's time to make those changes because that front, I feel like everybody already knows that that door is directly into Dave Sharp's world.
Yeah, it's time. Maybe it's time for Legendary Marketer to create a new front door because I have a student who is crushing it on Facebook, and I think she has 75 to 80,000 followers and decent, 1, 2, 3, 5,000 views per video, plus the ones that the outliers that go viral or semi-viral, and she's getting a lot of, well, as long as it's not Legendary Marketer. And that's not
Mm-hmm.
because it's a bad program. It's just like you said, though, people have seen that sales page and they've already decided no. And
Mm-hmm.
once people make their mind up, what we're going to talk about a couple times today, just by chance, is bringing them through a new front door. They don't need to change their offer. They don't need to change their program. They don't need to lower their price. They don't need to add coaching. They don't need to add an MRR option, master resale rights option, but it might be time for a new front
Yeah.
door. So that was interesting.
And it could be just as simple as that, as changing the sales page and the sales video. It could be just as that. If somebody sees something different, they might be more intrigued to like take action. So yeah, that was my assessment, right? I was like,
Mhm.
okay, this doesn't seem to be working right now, right? And I still tried it out for like a month or two after that. But then I was like, okay, I think it's time, right? Like this is not converting. It dropped down like 80% of the front end conversion for sure. And me as well, I was talking to other affiliates as well, and then they also had the same problem where everything was just getting slower and slower and slower. And then that's when I decided to look for a new opportunity, right? Look for a new offer that I can offer to my audience, especially because I felt like I already saturated my audience with the same. And that's when I found this new program. This is the entry entry program basically. And I
Mhm.
don't know if you did remember Matt. He used to be the CFO of Legendary Marketer.
Yeah. He's working
So
with Jeff now, isn't he?
Matt is the affiliate manager for Jeff. Exactly.
Yeah,
So this
Matt
program
reached
is
out
by
to me
Jeff
probably about
Lerner.
6 months ago and didn't say anything bad about, his departure from Legendary Marketer, but he's like, yeah, I'm over with Jeff Lerner over at Entre now. And he's like, if you ever want to get together on anything, and I'm assuming he was trying to recruit me for the program, which is,
Hmm.
that's a compliment and stuff like that. But I also really love Matt. I mean, he's a great guy. We think about things a lot of the same way. So he's over there now. And have you spoken with him? Uh,
Yes, actually, I did spoke with him. Before I even became an affiliate for them, I wanted to investigate like what was it about, right?
mhm.
And as soon as I saw Matt, it's just a like and trust factor, right? That's when it just everything was easier, I guess you can say, because I met Matt in person. I talked to him multiple times. He hired me to do the trainings for the blueprints for legendary marketer. So I already had that trust with him. And we started talking. I asked him if he's with Jeff, and he said yes. He's the affiliate manager, and he basically opened the doors for me, and I went right into the program. And basically, that's how everything started. But that's just those connections as well. When you're in this online business, those connections actually do matter. Um, so then I decided to take action, right? So I went in it. I look at the program. I like the program. I like what how Jeff was talking, how Jeff, the way that his values, I guess you can say, and I decided to promote it, right? And then as soon as I made the switch, conversion rates for the front.
Wait, hold on. Before we do the big reveal here
Yeah.
and talk about the results that you're getting, just for my sake and anybody who might be interested, can you? I don't know too much about it. I know who Jeff is. I've never met him personally, but obviously he's a big influencer or marketer or CEO or whatever he wants to be called on social media. So I've seen him around. What's the structure of the program look like? Like what happens for the lead when they go through this?
Yeah, so the beginning is basically you buy into the program. It's less than $5 to get in,
Okay.
okay? As an affiliate promoting it. If you buy straight from Jeff, I think it's like 30 something bucks to get in. Okay. The affiliate gets an advantage because they get like a bunch of discount, I guess you can say, into our sales page. And then you buy the program, you start doing a quiz, and you also get contacted by phone and email by trainers, which are coaches basically that are gonna guide you through the whole system. And then of course they have a bunch of upsells in there as well. But that's just what the program is teaching you. The program is teaching you to have an online business.
Mhm.
So that's the main thing that the program is teaching you from the beginning.
All right, so is it like a bunch of different offers where, Legendary Marketer, I think, pared their offers down over the years, or at least certainly how they present them? Because I think when Legendary Marketer, when I started with them, they had the $7 business builder challenge and the upsell for this and then the upsell for that. And then they had other programs throughout that were 300, 400, $500. And then they had the blueprints. And I think a lot of that middle stuff got kind of pruned off. And it was more of, hey, $7 challenge blueprints with a few other things in there.
Yep.
What would you say is his program? Is there like kind of one big shiny product at the end, or is it multiple products that are offered?
It's multiple. So in the beginning, for example, you buy the Success Path Masterclass. I believe that's what the name of it, and it's just that you're just buying it for less than $5. Now inside the program, there's a bunch of different modules, I guess, that you can unlock, right? Depending on which direction you want to go. And of course, there's a high ticket program as well. They also have events that Jeff does as well. So you get to buy those events like masterminds and stuff like that. And that's just everything's just offered, with your coach, right? But then the cool thing about it is that from the beginning, you are talking to somebody.
Mhm.
You get me through via message or through email, so you don't feel like you're alone from the get go. You get me?
and
And
and you
I.
can message like text with
Mhm.
your. See, that's smart because I like that, because I know a lot of people either don't want to get on a Zoom call
Yep.
because they all have different reasons. I've heard them all over the years. I'm embarrassed in my house. I don't look good on camera. I don't have time to get on a call. So that's really cool that it allows people to text back and forth with their coach or advisor or whatever they're called.
And another cool thing about it, as an affiliate, not as the person that bought, but as the affiliate, I'm able to track down and see the transcripts of the conversations. I'm able to see when they got texted. I'm able to see when they booked their next call. I'm able to see all this information as an affiliate that I would love to see for every single program that I join. All that information is right there, the notes. If somebody says, no, I don't want it right now, I can see exactly where they are. So that's awesome that I'm able to see all of the in the back office of my affiliate referral program.
Really, really cool. Yeah. I mean, if you're, savvy like you are, Andre, I mean, you can really take advantage of that because you're going to communicate someone with someone differently based on where they're at in their journey, where they're at in the discovery process, and where their thought process is at based on what they've said already. So that's really cool.
Yeah, with that you can also segment it too, right? Just how you
Mhm.
say and then see, different emails for different people. So it's awesome that they have that as well. Um, Now another cool thing about being an affiliate is that right now, for example, they have a bunch of contests, right? They're giving away iPads, iPhones, and a bunch of crap like that, which is cool. It incentivizes to do better. But also, this program is backed up by millions of dollars in ads. Okay,
Retargeting ads, I assume.
retargeting ads, exactly, and retargeting ads to your affiliate link, basically. So if you send a
Mhm.
lead to them, they're gonna see Jeff everywhere. everywhere, and I happened to me too. I saw Jeff everywhere. I still see him everywhere on my social medias. You get me? So that what does that mean for the affiliate? That you just have to send the traffic, just send the traffic to the sales page, right? Have them opt in, and then from there, Jeff and his millions in ads are probably gonna do the job after that.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, that's everything. I think that's everything you could ask for. So now let's get to the results. I know it's early. I know how long have you been promoting it so far?
I'm gonna say like a month and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe or maybe
Mhm.
I'm not really sure. I think it was right before the spring break when I went to Los Angeles.
Okay. So probably just around a month then.
Like 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Yeah, not
Maybe,
even that
yeah.
much.
Because I'm obviously on your email list because
Uh-huh.
yeah, I like to see what you have to say. And I think you did. It seemed like you hit it pretty hard right around spring break with the kind of initial push. So it's probably give or take 5 days from the what, like March 10th or
Yeah.
so.
Yep. And well, as soon as I made the switch, right, I was getting conversions from my email list, of course, because it's
Mhm.
a new offer, and I was getting conversions from my social media platforms right away as well. And that's just because I just changed the offer, or yeah, I changed the offer. It was a new, uh, new funnel,
Mhm.
right? The from funnel, then the thank you funnel, the thank you page, and then after that it was a new sales video, a new salesperson, a new structure, uh, different ways of promoting it. You get me? And I think that's what got people excited. And then the conversions started flowing from there, which are way higher than what I was making with Legendary. So far so good. Like I said, it's only been 3 4 weeks for like 3 weeks, I think. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I'm staying consistent still, so I think people are gonna get excited, especially because it's also a different price point.
Mhm. Yeah. And that's the thing. What marketers have to remember is just because someone says no to an offer doesn't mean they all of a sudden decided that they don't want to make money or learn how to build an online business. It's just that wasn't a right fit for them. So we have to offer them something new. Now, the beauty of affiliate marketing is I don't think we're saying you should jump from offer to offer because I promoted Legendary Marketer for a pretty good solid 2 years. I think you promoted Legendary Marketer for quite a while, and we both saw
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit of success with it. But there does come a time, and that skill of deciding when the right time is, I can't really give you a metric. Like if you lose 60% of your sales, it's time to switch. But it's kind of more of a gut instinct. But that's kind of what you
Yep.
refine over the years. Is that fair to say, Andre? It was kind of a gut instinct for you.
It was, and I think it was time too. Like I was getting a little like no, not like I was getting kind of bored of it.
Yeah.
Just talking the same about the same offer, the same thing, the same thing. So I think this was like it's like fresh air, I guess you can say, into
Hmm.
my marketing, right? It gave me more ideas to create content. It gave me a new angle to attack different things, right? Because you can't just always be like the same thing and promoting the same thing. But now it opened my eyes in different things, especially with my content. I've been making different type of content right now. Like I don't even talk about the business. I'm just having fun right now. You get me? And it's attracting new followers. And then from there, I just have to funnel them into my ecosystem.
Yeah, I saw a video from you. I don't know if it was on Instagram or I don't know, but it was different. And I
Mm-hmm.
apologize. I didn't take notes and I didn't commit it to memory. Bad friend. But I did notice that it was quite a different style. It was
Yep.
not so marketing heavy. It was more of just like, hey, this is me. I'm Andre, and this is something you can probably relate to. I think is what the best way to say it.
Yeah, and it's just like it's like I'm having a little more fun with it.
Mhm.
And then eventually I'm gonna still convert those people, but I feel like I don't want to be like that marketer guy that is just like talking about the business, which I have in the past. That's basically all my videos were like that. But now I'm just making that little switch where it's gonna attract maybe a different type of audience. You get me? Somebody that is not looking for making money online, but at the same time they're still like peaking. When if I grab their interest, then I'm sure I'm gonna grab them.
Yeah, and I think that's a natural evolution as a marketer, right? When you're just getting started and you don't really have a story in this game, right? Obviously, you have a story with your life, but when you don't have a story in this game, when you don't, it kind of, I still think makes sense to just be the marketer, talk about the business, because also you're going to be excited about it. You're going to be fresh to it. It's going to be a fresh perspective for your leads. But there comes a time when you've, got 83 plaques on the back of your wall where, you can play a little bit of the long game, let people into your life a little bit more. The last two Instagram posts I put up, for example, one was just about the podcast and we don't have anything for sale here. And then the next one was I was down in South Texas and a cool time lapse with the clouds going over 200 acres or whatever. So it's just like it's kind of the evolution of it. You have to keep yourself excited about it because that stuff will come through in your content.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, those are the changes that I made for my English side of the business. What about you, Brian?
Well, let
I
me
know
ask
you
you
have
this.
some exciting stuff too.
Yeah, and it's going to be a natural transition into it. But before we do, I want to talk about your funnel really quickly. Was that a templated funnel or
Uh,
um
the funnel that I have right now, I actually got it from another affiliate that made the transfer as well before
okay.
me. And
Okay.
I was talking to that person. I was like, "Hey, can I get a template?" And then I just edited my things, and
Okay.
I've been using it.
Yeah, because what I thought was really cool about it is it looked very congruent with where they're going to go once they click your affiliate link, and I thought it was really good. And I'll admit
Mm.
I'm still a bad friend and podcast partner. I didn't watch your bridge page video, but I like the way it was set up. It looked good. Everything was clear, and like I said, I really like the congruence of the pages to the offers. So if anybody wants to go check that out, I'm sure we'll link it down in the description or the show notes and just investigate. Go in there with an open mind. And even, no matter what happens, you know, you can learn just by going through the process of opting in and watching the bridge page video and clicking over and watching the sales letter. Like that was probably the biggest key to my success is instead of just being like, okay, I'm going to watch this, buy yes or no. It was more like, okay, I'm going to go into it with an open mind and see what kind of clues I can pick up that I can then apply to my marketing. And when you can read between the lines like that, that's where you kind of accelerate your growth, I think.
Yeah, it was funny. I was on vacation, like I was in LA with my family, and I found like 2 hours of free time, I guess you can say, right? And I went on my computer and I did everything in like less than 2 hours. You get me?
Mhm.
Like the new
Yeah.
funnel, the everything, the bridge page video, I did everything right there. And then I wrote like 2 emails, I sent them out, and then I converted the same day. You get me? So it was a good feeling.
Yeah, that's fun. New excitement. And yeah, like we said, that's the beauty of affiliate marketing is when it's time, when you trust your gut, when instinct kicks in, bringing a new offer can inject life into your list, into your emails, and into your content. And a lot of
Mhm.
times, especially when you know what you're doing, like you do, Andre, results can happen pretty quickly. Now, I, on the other hand, am mostly promoting my own offer, my program, and it's affiliate marketing education and mentorship. That's all it is. But it got to the point where I felt like I needed a new front door because since I launched, right, I've been promoting the same thing. I launched in late 2021.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so. Anyways,
Yep.
yeah, because that was the mastermind, right? Was 2021 when we met?
Yep.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
launched in late 2021 and obviously, a great first couple of weeks there. I think I did close to six figures with that. And then I promoted it all through 2022 and all through 2023 and good results. But they started flattening off at the end, not going down, but it was like, oh, 2023 wasn't really much bigger than 2022. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that's great to have consistency. Don't get me wrong. But it's also like, oh, I don't know. That's not the direct growth trajectory that I want. So I
Yeah.
rebranded it, redid it, brought it more up to date for 2024 and started promoting it again. And I was like, you know what? It's time for the new front door. Obviously, I'm not changing my offer. My program's not going anywhere. I plan on doing it for a long time. So what I did is I looked at the market and I took a new angle. And what I did is saw that master resale rights is huge. Everybody's talking about Roadmap to Riches and a couple of other master resale rights programs. It's a little bit, budget friendly price point. So I was like, okay, how can we use this to the advantage? So what I did is I actually had Roadmap to Riches, so I have the right to resell it for 497 or above. So what I did is I bundled it into my program. So when you buy my program, you get all my modules, my twice weekly coaching, but you also get Roadmap to Riches. Now I can do this because I sell it for $2,000. So it's a bundle. So they're actually
Hmm.
paying $2,000, so to speak, for Roadmap to Riches and everything else, of course. I was like, okay, cool, that's nice. Now I got to get the word out, right? Because I don't want to just promote Roadmap to Riches plus my stuff. I don't want to diminish my value. But I was like, how do we sell mentorship? How do we sell my course through this new front door? So what I did is I created a webinar, and it was the Win the Roadmap webinar. And basically, what I do is I teach people how to differentiate themselves, because a lot of people are promoting these master resale rights programs by creating content and linking to a stand store. Now,
Mm.
obviously, if you get traffic, you can make sales. But my point was, hey, you can actually optimize this, draw more traffic in, and get people to buy from you when they're already on the fence, because that's really popular when there's or powerful when there's a popular opportunity out there. What do we know, Andre? There's a lot of people who are sitting there on the fence, right?
Yeah, it's easier to run the wave too. You get me? Like I say, you're adding this program that is really popular right now, and you kind of want to ride the wave with them, right? And then
It's exactly, and that's the thing. These folks, these leads, these prospects are all seeing all these different creators talk about this new hot thing. I'd rather just be the one to come in and take the sale, right? Because we're all selling the same stuff, and that's what I teach in the webinar, which I'll go ahead and link that down in the show notes or the description as well, so you can watch it. But basically, what it comes down to is when you focus more on capturing emails instead of selling on social media, then you have the opportunity to follow up with them on demand, right? You can't do that on social media. You have to rely on the algorithms. So I focus on emphasizing funnels, of course, but also bonuses. And I offer a
mhm,
bonus package that has a done for you funnel, 2 weeks worth of emails, a checklist, a sales letter template, and setup guide as well, step-by-step setup guide. So I created a webinar around this showing people how to white label all my bonuses and my funnel so they can turn around and differentiate themselves in the market. And so far, just like you said,
mhm,
Andre, it's injected new life. I'm generating way more leads. I'm getting a different audience who's really engaged, because it's still offering free training,
mhm.
but it's just through a different front door. It's a different angle, and the results are good. So it's pretty much the same thing you did.
Yeah, right. Almost right, but
But
it's like you're doing it with your program too, you know. So that's
yep,
the
and
thing.
that's
You
and
get me?
that's what I'll talk about. Um, so here's the deal. Am I just going out there and just switching and trashing my program and selling Roadmap to Riches? No, because I offer three different things at the end of that webinar. And this is what we're really talking about when we're talking about a new front door. So my ultimate goal is still to get people into my coaching program,
Mhm,
right? Into my mentorship, into the course. So the way I do this is I run this webinar, and at the end there's a pitch. But this pitch has three different offers. Okay? The first product I offer in the pitch is the opportunity to just buy my bonuses. This is $97. You can get all my bonuses plus the setup guide. You can white label it. You can turn around and give it away as yours. You can use my funnel, just make a few updates, and you're good to go. So that's for the people who have already bought into Roadmap to Riches, but now want the bonuses without paying $497 again. So they get the
yep.
$97 option. The second offer in that pitch is, oh, you can just buy Roadmap to Riches for $497. And if you do that as a bonus, I'll give you the bonuses for free. Right.
Mhm,
So you're saving $100 or whatever. The third offer in that pitch is get everything. And that's when they can buy into my program for $2,000. They get all the modules I've created, the twice weekly coaching, and access to Roadmap to Riches with the rights to resell it. And the cool thing, Andre, is all three offers are
that's awesome.
converting.
Yep. That's super interesting because you're just making it better. You know, every offer just get better and better. Like it's like yeah, I can buy this one, but this one sounds better than the other one, and then the
Mm.
other one sounds much better than the other one. So that makes a lot of sense. Now, What about your affiliates as well? Are they able to promote those three same offers? So that's just gonna be for like the front end offer for just you, your marketing, or your affiliates are also allowed to um sell those bundles you gave me and then get a commission out of it.
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. So my affiliates can actually promote that same webinar two different ways. They can either send with their affiliate link to my opt-in page for the webinar. So the webinar is an opt-in page, and then the webinar page, and then obviously follow-up, email follow-up, or they can promote direct to the webinar if they just want to capture the leads first and send them straight to the webinar. So I give my affiliates both options, and then anything they buy, any package they buy, they get a 50% commission on as well. So really cool
So
stuff there.
yeah, that's super awesome. I mean, you have the best of both worlds, right? You know, the
Mhm.
affiliate marketing side of it with your coaching and of course roadmap to riches. And then in your coaching, you're also gonna be, of course, coaching about roadmap, right? As well, if they have questions
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, my coaching program is universal. You know, I've in the 8 years I've been doing this, I've probably been saying 8 years for a year now, so maybe I need to up it. I'll have to check my
It's
notes,
time. It's time
but
to.
yeah. But anyways, yeah, I've promoted all kinds of stuff. So my coaching program is not so much about here's how you promote a product. It's here's how you build an audience. Here's how you pre-frame them. Here's how you follow up with them. So it's obviously universal though, affiliate marketing roadmap to riches. But there's one more secret offer in there, and this goes back to the new front door, right? My whole goal is to get people into the coaching program.
Hmm.
So anyone who buys just the bonuses or buys into roadmap to riches, on the next page, before they go to the thank you page, they hit a one click upsell page. And that is where I pitch the payment plan for my course.
Mm.
So if they buy roadmap or if they buy just the bonuses and I say, hey, you're an action taker. I know you're serious about this, so I want to reward you. This is the only place that I offer a payment plan. So if you click the button below, I'll automatically add it to your order and I'll charge you $200 a month instead of 2000. You'll get access to everything that's inside plus the twice weekly. And that's converting as well. So once again, just a new front door
Yep.
and still trying to sell the program, sell the coaching so I can help more people.
And what you're also doing is you're trying to, not in a bad way, but you're trying to get the most money out of your leads, basically.
100%.
And that's
100%.
what, every business does. You get me? Try
Yeah.
to get more buck.
And I think anyone listening to this podcast, hopefully you're in the right mindset where you appreciate that, right? Like that's the type of person you want to learn from, right? You want you want to learn about actually running a business, not just posting reels and hoping to run in some sales. So yeah, it's exciting. It's a lot of fun, and I'll go ahead if anyone wants to watch that webinar. I'll go ahead and we'll go and link it in the show notes or the description.
Yep. So we'll link the intro program if you guys want to take a look at it. And then we'll also link this new webinar offer that Brian has down there. You guys can also take a look at that. And, hopefully you guys like it. It's new exciting things for us. And that's what this episode is all about. We're just talking. And I love this episode because you give me ideas. I give you ideas too. And it's like we're going like to the right direction, I guess you can say, right? Because we're not, how you say it when you're ripe and then you're either growing. How do you say it? Can
Yeah,
you say that?
you're either green and growing or ripe and dying. So I think
Exactly. And we use this podcast in order for us to just keep growing and growing and
mhm.
growing and growing. And that's exactly what we do. But now, last thing that we are gonna talk about, right? You are gonna do a 90-day content challenge, right? Now, before we get started, some people that know us, I've been making content almost every day for the past 3 years. Brian hasn't because Brian has a different type of marketing style. So now he's gonna get himself into making content every single day, right? At least one. Is that what it is, Brian?
Yeah, I can already feel my head starting to sweat when I really think about this and commit to this. So yeah, and let's just back up for a second and be very clear. I've been ultra consistent since I posted my first YouTube video back in 20, I think it's 16. So yeah, I guess it's not quite 8 years yet, maybe right at 8 years. So I'm still good. I think I upped it that way. I didn't say let too many or get too far off. But anyways, yeah, the point is I've been doing this since 2016 and I've been ultra consistent. That's when I quit my job and went full time. And I've been a consistent marketer, but you're right, Andre. I have never posted every single day for 90 days straight. And that's what I'm going to try to do. So the rules are
Yeah.
pretty simple. And the cool thing about this is I have a school community, and a lot of the members in that school community are people who are also in my mentorship program. So I meet with them twice a week. And one of the gentlemen who's in there, who's a little bit more of a seasoned marketer, he posted in the school group that he's going to do what do you call it? A 90-day. I wish I would remember what he called it, but it's basically like a 90-day marathon or a 90-day blitz where he said, I am going to go out there and create content on the major platforms and send one email every day for 90 days. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it with you. And so I laid my own groundwork though, or my own ground rules. I'm going to do one Facebook reel, one Instagram reel, one TikTok, and one email every single day. I'm gonna throw up for 90 days straight. And if I start today, that means July 1st of 2024 will be my 90 days, and I'm gonna see what happens.
Nice. I think he called it Henry's 90-day run.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he called it. I'm in your school platform right now. So, so yeah, the 90-day run. So in July, right? July will be the 90 days.
Yep, July 1st.
Now are you what kind of content are you thinking you're gonna be creating, every single day? It's just like, are you gonna get inspiration for other people? Are you just gonna make 7 seconds videos, or are you gonna do your long talking informative type of videos? Which angle you think you're gonna go?
Yeah, I think it's really platform dependent.
Mm,
I obviously keep an eye on what's working and stuff like that. So right now, my intention is to continue on TikTok with my longer form content. I've been posting a lot of longer form content on TikTok lately where I'm teaching. That's also where I'm promoting my new front door because I think MRR is the dominant offer right now on TikTok. So I'll probably continue with that. I'm not going to stress myself out if I just don't have any inspiration. I'll do a 7-second video over there trying to teach a little something or get some views or something like that. And then right now on Instagram and Facebook, my ultimate plan right now is just to kind of keep it a little bit shorter, introduce a little more talking so people get to know me, especially if I'm going to be consistent. But obviously, you're a little bit more limited on time over on those platforms anyway.
mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be my goal. With email, it's going to be not heavy selling. And it's funny when I laid out my ground rules, I said at least one email because I'm not opposed to sending 2 emails in a day. I
Right.
love email marketing. It's the bread and butter. But I'll introduce people and then make sure there's always some sort of offer. And I'm just going to take people through different front doors over the course of the 90 days. Once I might remind them to get back into the free course so they continue to re-engage with that. Once I might send them over to a long form sales letter that I have. Once I might send them over to the webinar that I have and just kind of let people into my life a little bit in and relate my experiences back to affiliate marketing and digital marketing. That way they get some stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit more entertaining. So that's kind of my plan for now.
But also, look, if you get your affiliates to do it as well with you, you're building those habits. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Those are really good habits for them to have. I believe when I joined a couple programs, they were also doing some type of challenges, like you got to post 3 times a day and you got to share your link and share everybody like their posts, like interact with them. And all you're doing is you're building those habits, which are great as a digital marketer.
And that's exactly what I'll do, especially in my mentorship program, is I will just basically lead by example, which is what I think a good leader should do. And I'll just say, here's what I've done, here's where we're tracking, here's the results. Did I do it? Yes or no? Of course, that's always an option. But just kind of remind people like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it.
Exactly, exactly. That's awesome, man. I'm excited for you. We'll see, what results you can get from it as
Mm-hmm.
well. Because I'm sure you're gonna get more traffic because you're gonna stay more consistent, right? So that's gonna give you more leads, more people into your ecosystem, more people maybe into your mentorship program. And now you have this challenge to back it up as well, So now
Mm-hmm.
when the people join, you can maybe keep it going, you get me, and then make it a 180-day challenge,
Yeah,
It could be even more.
exactly. The thing that most people forget, especially when they're new, is yes, I'll get more traffic and more leads. But what happens when you do something like this is all good things happen. Your email open rates will actually go up because what happens is someone sees a piece of your content, they get on your email list, and then sometimes your emails tend to get kind of lost in the sea of the 200 other lists that they've opted into, right? But if they opt in and then 2 weeks later, because I've been posting content consistently, they've watched 3 videos that they like, they'll be like, oh, you know what? I got to go opt in. I got to go read his emails again. Or, oh, I got to get back into his free course, which is my conversion process, the original front door for the offer. Oh, he's doing this now. I got to go check out this front door. So all good things happen because it becomes more like omnipresence. I'm hitting them with multiple touch points and staying relevant and staying focal.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you say you're gonna promote, sorry, TikTok and one Instagram, or it's gonna be different type of contents, right, for different platforms?
Yeah. So I'm going to do different types of content for different platforms.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do this, which I am, I think you get better results if you create the content native to the platform because when Reels first came out, to model TikTok, I think they performed almost exactly like TikToks
Mm-hmm.
did. A good TikTok would usually do pretty well on Instagram Reels. And you know more about Instagram, so I'll kind of throw this out there and get your reaction. But I just don't think it's that way anymore. I think you need to create different style for TikTok than you do for Instagram. Do you think that's fair? Or?
I think it's the way of the content, the type of content that you make. For example, for my Spanish ones, I still do this, the whole TikTok, send it to Instagram, and it works really well. I have
Mhm.
almost 100,000 followers on my Spanish one. But then I also have tried new Instagrams, right, where I just start from the beginning with creating the content on Instagram. And what I've noticed is that if you put a video from TikTok to Instagram, you get views, but at some point, if you don't get enough interactions, it's gonna die down and it just plateaus and it stays at the same level. But in the other hand, because I've been testing this out, in the other hand, if you create a video on Instagram, it grows slower, but it keeps growing to a point where it just keeps the algorithm keeps feeding it to people little by little, little by little. You get me? And then of course, if you get those interactions, then it explodes. You get me? And I'm
Mhm.
not saying that a TikTok video on Instagram won't explode. It all just depends on the interaction. But I feel like you're right. Like it favors a little more if you created a video on Instagram because the algorithm is gonna grab that one instead of another one. But
Yeah.
it also happens with interactions, right? You never beat interactions. The algorithm will never beat an interaction.
And I think that's exactly the point. So I'm glad you brought it up. It's not that Instagram's going to see in the file that it came from TikTok and automatically throttle it. That's not what we're
Hmm.
saying here. What we're saying here is you have to create the videos for what the algorithms want, right?
Yep.
And so it's not that you could create a video on TikTok, but in your mind, create it for Instagram, if that makes sense, and then download it from TikTok and put it on Instagram, and it's going to do amazing probably, and it'll probably have long-term growth. But I think the value is when you go to create the piece of content, think about which platform it's on and what you want the people, the viewers, to take away from it or to do, correct?
Another example is when TikTok hates less than 5 second videos, but Instagram doesn't.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of people that create content on Instagram and it says something real quick like the hook and then read for more info, right? Read down below for more info. Those are less than 5 second videos, maybe four to maybe reaches five. But if you put the video on TikTok or you create a video on TikTok which is like 5 seconds or a little bit less, it doesn't the algorithm doesn't pick it up as much. You get me? So that's what I'm saying, like different structures. That video works well on Instagram, it might not do well on TikTok.
And what do you finding with Facebook? Does it behave more like Instagram? Does it behave more like TikTok, or is it just kind of its own beast altogether as well?
Yeah, so Facebook, I had a bunch of problems with Facebook. My Facebook exploded when the Reels came out,
Hmm.
right? I was getting a bunch of traffic, a bunch of interactions. But then I had a problem with I got hit with a community guideline at some point, and it completely just plummeted. The whole platform just plummeted, like everything. And nobody was watching my videos, nobody was interacting. It was just die down. And then that's when I focused on my Spanish program. So I let go of Facebook. I just left it there. And then when I started being consistent again with my English, I started reposting. And I guess that break helped my Facebook account because now I get a bunch of interactions. But if I would have kept going, I'm pretty sure I'll probably be stuck in the same place. So in a way, I guess Facebook is sensitive, I guess, just
Mhm.
like TikTok, because TikTok is also very sensitive when you get hit with those community guidelines.
It's funny. I've seen that with Instagram as well. Whereas, I was posting and posting and it was okay. And then it started to get not throttled, but I was in jail or whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
And I kept trying to fight my way out of it, like create better content, really study what's working and try to put it out there. And it just never really, you know, uh, tipped, I guess I should say. And I was like, well, maybe if I post twice a day, and I tried that, and it's just kind of all the same. And then I took a little bit of a break, and I came back, and everything was better than before, I guess is the best way
Yeah.
to put it.
Yeah, and I think that just resets the algorithm, it
Mm.
just resets. And I wish there was like an option we can just reset it and then start over, but I think that's one way of doing it. Now, this is this is talking just out of our experiences, right?
Mm.
It doesn't mean that it's on the book somewhere. We read the fine print that it says you can stop posting. It might work for you, it might not work for you. You guys have to realize that.
100%, and that's all we can do. And I've always said anybody who tells you they've gamed the algorithm, that they know exactly what to do, they're probably selling you an algorithm course, because I don't think anyone knows for sure. But you can learn a lot based on listening to these conversations and hearing these conversations, I think.
Exactly, and that's what a lot of confusion comes like in coaching programs as well with the students. But this girl says that if you do this, you're gonna get reach this amount of people, and at the same time it's like, okay, well, maybe that's just what worked for her, right? But those I don't teach strategies from other people. I teach my strategies that have
Mm.
worked for me, and that's super simple like that.
Yeah, I mean, it is something they have to deal with as a coach or a mentor or whatever it is. You know, I do have a student. I've kind of had to pull him out of, this is what this person said, and then Frankensteining everything together.
Hmm.
Because yeah, each individual strategy can work, and usually does work. And if it's being taught, then it probably worked for somebody. But the more powerful method is to take one strategy and see it all the way through to the T, right? Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, in the consistency, everything I think falls down to the consistency because if you try to post or make a type of content every single day for 30 days, of course it's gonna work. You get
Right.
me? Of course it's gonna work. But then if you're jumping from one strategy to the other, you're never gonna know which strategy worked
Yeah,
because you weren't consistent.
it's kind of like you're training your audience to know what to expect from you. And once your audience knows what to expect from you, then they can either decide, hey, I don't like this, or I do like this. And that's fine, right? When we're creating content, we don't want everybody. We want the people who like what we're doing. And then we do it consistently. And I noticed that on TikTok, especially, just because that's probably my number one platform, is if I get into a period where I'm creating long videos, and great engagement and all this stuff, and videos are doing well and they have a longer life, they're more evergreen. And then if I'm like, well, let's see how short videos are doing, it doesn't work. Now it could be
Hmm.
because TikTok prioritizes longer content, or it just could be like, hey, my audience expects long videos from me. They know when they see my face, they're going to get 3 minutes of pure value, and I'm probably going to teach them something. So when they see a shorter video, they're like, I don't care. Right? You train your audience what to
Yep.
expect. That doesn't mean short content can't work on TikTok or Instagram or whichever platform, but you have to train your audience to want it. And like you said, when you do anything consistently, then what happens is there are going to be some people who like it and some people who don't. But the people who like it are really engaged. So the algorithms know, well, let's go find more people who are just like the people who like it. And that's when the explosive growth happens.
And I also think it's also your accounts. I feel like your accounts get used to you. And then when you try to do something weird or something, it's like your own body, right? When you're not eating, your body goes on a danger alert, right? You need to eat. You're gonna go die of starvation. I feel like your accounts are the same way. They know you, they know how you interact, they know what you do in the platform. So once you make a change, it could be either good or bad, but if you stay consistent, that your account is always, it's gonna feel at ease, I feel, because
Mhm.
it already expects it and knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah. We don't shock the system too much.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, that's really
Exactly.
cool.
Cool. Well, Brian, I think this was a great episode, like always. For you guys listeners, we have two links down below. One's for the entry program if you want to join, and the other one is for getting into Brian's ecosystem, his webinar that will give you, you guys know Brian already.
You'll get some good stuff there. And
Yeah, you get some good stuff.
I'm not telling you you have to do master resale rights, but if you do, just do it the way I tell you to do it. Because it works so much better.
Yeah, exactly. Like you go further along,
Yeah.
building an email list and having a funnel set up, with the automations. I think you'll do better that way
Yeah.
than
And the
the
bonuses
way
are
they're
just
teaching.
game changers. I mean, literally just game changers. Well, yeah, this was a great episode, Andre. Thanks for spending a little time with me. Thank you, listener, for spending a little time with us. And we'll see everybody on the next episode of the Evolved Marketing Podcast.
Bye, everybody.